Okay, are working now? Hey guys, shit's fucking whack. Holy fuck. Let me tweet this real quick. Working? Good shit. Oh god, this is fucked up. I mean, I expected fucked up, but this is a bit much, right? Like, I expected us to wick to 33 to fill me down there. I didn't expect us to just fucking go there and then wick way below. What the fucking hell, man. Hättest halt die verdammte Ente drehen sollen. Nope. Nope. How Adonis is the end? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? I mean, the only thing that I can say is stay the fuck away from leverage, because it's gonna get fucking wild the next few hours. Unless you have like an actual strategy built around that. But yeah. I mean, the good thing is we're holding around 33k. The bad thing is, this is just looking fucking terrible. Nothing else to say, really. I mean, trading views spazzing out. Fuck, shouldn't have. Trading views spazzing out. CoinMarketCap is spazzing out. CoinGecko is. Yeah. So what I've been doing is just been laddering into like a suicide bag that I've sold relative near the top. And that's not been going too well. I mean, it's fine. Like I'm pretty much break even at like 34k, so that's okay. But yeah, turns out it could have gotten a much better price on it. Binance futures down. Yeah, dude, everything's down. Like literally everything's down. But yeah, we wicked. We liquidated a bunch of people. And I wouldn't want to be shorting this now. Like I think it's retarded to short this here, given where we are, right? And we are at weekly support, is what I'm saying, right? If you turn off log chart, looks fucking terrifying. With log charts, still looks pretty shit. But we are at support, right? And I mean, there's a reason why I've been saying 33k is where I draw the line in the sand, and that still exists, right? That's the screen, that gray box that, I mean, that needs to hold, and I think it's gonna hold for a while anyway. So yeah, the funny thing is, like I made these tweets yesterday because I got like super annoyed with these people, with these altcoin people saying that their altcoin doesn't really give a shit about Bitcoin anymore, saying that they're gonna learn basically. And I mean, boy oh boy did they learn. Holy fuck. I mean, have you guys seen this shit? I don't know if it's gonna pull up. Nope. Let me see if CoinGecko pulls up. But yeah, we're basically down like 60% on most altcoins. So I mean, that's, I guess, what you get for saying that garbage. Don, thank you for your tweets yesterday. Saved my ass. I mean, I'm happy. I helped. Holy fuck. But yeah, I mean, we're in for bounce, I think. This is a really nice bounce. We liquidate basically everyone on leverage. Yeah, here we are. I mean, the last time I tweeted like I streamed like this was on the March bottom when we talked about buying down here, and it's eerily similar. I think we're gonna bounce. The question is how high, right? Because I mean, you could make an argument for head and shoulders here, right? So a little bit scary on that part, but we've all been buying, I guess, and we're all kumbayaing into at least a complacency bounce. That's my plan anyway. I think there's a good chance that we're gonna get a complacency bounce. And I don't think the bull market's just going to resume from this point onwards. Like, I'd be surprised if it did. I mean, happy, but surprised. So I'm going to be looking for an exit around like 45, 50 maybe. If it looks super shit, maybe 40. Do you think this was the cycle top? I mean, that's what I've been saying, right? That's what I've been tweeting for the last weeks. And I mean, this day, it's a pretty tough one, so I wouldn't be surprised. Is this capitulation 100%? I mean, people sold down here that really didn't want to sell. They got fucked. So, yeah. I know that we're not in a bear market, but what would be the indicator? Kind of a dump like this. Into, like, for me, and this is something I've been saying for ages, right? I mean, the similarities between the 17, 18 top and now are high, besides that this was like a blow-off top and this isn't. So, I mean, I'm going to trade that Fractal, basically. The entire altcoin, Bitcoin relationship, everything that's included in it, until it stops working, right? And it's been working really well. I saw altcoins diverging from Bitcoin the same way that they did in 17, 18. And that's basically what my bearishness was based upon up here. And I saw altcoins capitulating today. That's basically why I think there's going to be a bounce here, but it's the same thing. Like I'm expecting us to be somewhere in this cycle. Now, it doesn't have to be true, and I mean I'm gonna flip my stance on that, like in the 55 area. And right now I'm not like short exposed. I'm on the long side of things, but I mean I can see myself regret that like at some point. But then again, like whenever you have these kind of liquidations, it just makes sense to jump in, get some exposure, because the bounce is going to be violent and people are going to call for bottom for the next few days. And then maybe it is, and I'm in and I'm happy. Maybe it isn't and it bounces and I'm happy too, it's fine. Sailor underwater, lol? Not yet, no. But I could see him get underwater at some point. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, on this kind of front, like there's not that much TA to do. Like we all know that this was the level to hold. I thought we would wick into it. I mean, we did more than that. But now that it's held and we're getting a nice bounce, just makes sense for it to go a little bit higher, right? But I mean, I wouldn't get my hopes up. I'm not going to. I'm still going to expect the complacency bounce. And if that's, if it turns into more than that, I mean, I'm already exposed. And if it doesn't, I mean, I'm going to try to sell that again. Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin look sexy. Yeah, they do. I mean, this legitimately doesn't look bad. I could see this. Like, the worst thing that could come out of this, right? Out of this entire wipeout would be Bitcoin bouncing a little and altcoins bouncing really fucking strong, leading into an alt season, because then, I mean, it would literally be the exact same thing that we've had in 2018, right? I mean, it'd be 1-to-1. You get an alt season and you get fucking death afterwards. So... I mean, I wouldn't want to see it. But, I mean, looking at this Litecoin chart, I mean, it held range low, wiped out pretty much everyone. So, yeah, it could. Last time this happened, we had a crazy old run. Yep. And then the market went to basically zero. When you first reached 40K, you advocated buying the 33 to 38K range. Now you're expecting that a visit to this range means we're in a bear market. What changed? I mean, I've been saying cycle top basically up here, right? Based on just the scams that we're pumping. Now, I still think this is a great area to buy, just because, I mean, if I'm wrong from the call that I made up there, saying that it was cycle top, right? This is the best place for me to get exposure, right? If I'm wrong, I mean, I'm gonna be wrong here. It was very, I was certain that we're gonna revisit that area. Now, even if I'm right and the cycle tops in, then I mean, we're gonna bounce from this area regardless. So this is regardless, in my opinion. Most of the time, it's a good buy. Now it just depends on, like, if you think the cycle tops in, you're gonna try to sell like 45 that area in here, right? If you get like a head and shoulders retest, as memey as that sounds, I mean, you want to be getting out, right? This kind of area. If you expect this to be the bottom of a wipeout, which could be the case too, right? I'm not saying there's 100% chance that we've topped. I don't think that makes any sense, because it's not never 100%, right? I'm not certain of it in any kind of way. And like I said, I'm right now exposed to Bitcoin, so I mean, I would want it to go up. But so if you're expecting this to be the cycle top, you'd expect something like this. And if you expect it to be just a wipeout before further upside, you'd probably expect something like this, and then a second test, and then just continue upwards. And it just depends on how you want to be trading the market. But in general, like, even if you're bearish, this is support, and you don't want to be ape into support. Don, your late March 2012 stream was timed better. Yeah, but back then I didn't buy, like, I had already bought and it fucking nuked. And I was live while I was getting fucked, basically. Like, if you guys remember, during March, like, I had bought, shit, you can't even see it on the 4 hour. But I had bought somewhere down here, and then it fucking nuked while I was live. It fucking sucked. And this time around I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do the same mistake again. But yeah, it's a nice bounce. I really like this. I mean, I'm making some money. Hope you didn't get liquidated. I'm still expecting this to be the complacency bounce, no matter how high this goes, unless it goes into the 55s. But yeah, it's fucking lit. Filling everything and then fucking scaring the shit out of me and then bouncing, I mean, I'll take it. So, fucking moon it, hopefully. And I mean, pray to fucking God that I'm wrong on the cycle thing. Because, I mean, it'd be lit if this was the final shakeout. Don, you saved me so much money. I mean, I'm very happy to hear that, mate. Very happy to hear it. Like, just put like 5% of that to good use, like donate it to something or whatever, and I'd be happy to hear it. Stay away from altcoins. I mean, altcoins just basically capitulated, right? So it depends. Holy fuck. Yeah, look at this. Like, it depends on where you think in the cycle we are. If you think we are in the cycle where Bitcoin gets back market share, as in Bitcoin hasn't topped, you don't want to be buying these altcoin dips, right? Because it'd be stupid too, because Bitcoin's just like, if you think Bitcoin hasn't topped yet, like how this recovers is basically just a straight moonshot, right? So you wouldn't want to be buying altcoins because they're going to be underperforming Bitcoin. Now, if you think Bitcoin's already topped, it makes a lot of sense to buy altcoins, just based on the fact that if you do, and you're right, the altcoins are probably going to outperform Bitcoin. Altcoins crashing with Bitcoin is good? Yep, definitely. I mean, that's what I said yesterday. Fucking hell, I got so angry yesterday. And so quickly vindicated on that shit. So fucking quickly. Oh man, but this was fucking stressful. I said like no stress anymore, and fucking hell. Doge. Let's see how Elon Musk is doing. Fucking hell, dude. These wicks to the downside are fucking crazy. Fucking crypto, dude. Yeah, it's still way too high. It's still way too fucking high. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I don't. ETH is a little bit shitty because I really like. I looked at ETH, and I was busy catching knives from Bitcoin, and I looked at ETH and I was like, I think it's good buy here 2050 or something, and it bounced like quite significantly, but I'm still not sold on it all. Like, this is legitimately how markets top, right? You get this, you get a massive wipeout, and then you get like a V reversal, everyone's fucking celebrating, and then you fucking die. I mean, I didn't want to draw it like to 200 because, I mean, that's gonna be fucking screen capped and then put on Twitter. I'm gonna get shit for the rest of my life. And then it fucking dies. Like, that's usually how markets fucking top. And these kind of sell-offs, right? These sharp sell-offs at the market top, they're a worrying sign. Like, ETH looks like a sell the fucking bounce thing and never look back. But yeah, I mean, I'm stumped. I didn't expect this to go this low, this quick. I mean, I got lucky fills. Still didn't expect this. I mean, a bunch of people just lost all their money in this drop. Something that always happens, and I've been talking about this a lot, right? Don't fucking, like, if you're not an expert at this, don't fucking leverage trade. And even if you're an expert at it, if you can avoid it, fucking do so, because you're gonna be forced to sell at the worst fucking point that you can. By the way, just before I forget, show is sponsored by Blockfolio. Check out their app, check out their links, they're in the description. I'd feel bad if I forgot it on this kind of stream. They've been really cool to work with. And yeah. This seems like a good halfway point in bull run. I mean, whatever floats your boat, right? For me, it looks like a fucking nuke off of like people saying, it's gonna keep going, into complacency bounce, into fucking nuke again. Did Blockfolio really send 700 Bitcoin? No, Blockfolio never did. That's you're talking BlockFi. That's something completely different. Is this all because of Tether? No, it's just because people are selling, dude. Like, people got way overexcited, and then I mean, at some point it's gonna nuke, right? It's just how it is. Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be a tough one, dudes and dudettes. Like, we're gonna bounce. I hope, I think. But legitimately think about where you wanna be selling. And I mean, I wasn't joking when I said, like, make a fucking plan on what to do. I literally tweeted in here, make a fucking plan on where you wanna exit crypto and execute it, right? Because I mean, it's not gonna be up only forever. And no matter how much people tell you about the super cycle, any cycle comes to an end, right? And I'm not saying this one has, I mean, 100%. I mean, I'm saying it has because I think it has, but I mean, I'm not saying I'm 100% certain. But I mean, do think about it. We want bull duck. I mean, I bought this dip. I can't do more than that. I mean, I didn't leverage it. I didn't go heavy on it. I mean, I got decently heavy on it, or at like 33K. I had like a shitload of bits, which I should actually probably take off again because I'm already getting scared. But no, I'm gonna hold for a while, see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's for me when you see a market like this, right? Like, let's turn off all the shit, the random shit on the screen, right? And look at this from a non-filtered perspective, right? You see this market. Do you really want to go and fucking bet the house on it? I don't. Sorry. Like, this looks infinitely worse than this did. Now, then again, like, I wasn't as bullish as I should have been on the way up. So maybe I'm not again. I don't know. That's why I'm saying make your own decisions, right? But holy fuck, does this look shitty. And I mean, I'm going to be looking at weekly and daily resistance. Weekly resistance being 45 and daily being 40 to see what's up, right? If we see strength on this bounce, continued strength, right? As in, like, let's say this walks up and pies out of here or whatever that I forgot, not pie, the other thing. Fucking Dalai Lamas. I forgot the description of this thing. The name of this thing. Whatever. You get what I'm saying. If it Dalai Lamas back out of there and then starts like showing incredible strength, I mean, you've got me sold, right? But if it doesn't, shit. Moo, yeah, or mu. I don't know how to pronounce it in English. Doesn't really matter. But I mean, this is how the market looks right now, right? This is how it looks right now, without the makeup on. The funny thing is, this dump coincides with a giant GBTC lockup ending. So. I mean, you know, like we had GBTC buy, like we had Grayscale buy the entire way up and people were cheering for it. And now we basically have the inverse of that happen, right? I mean, it sucks being on the receiving end of it if you've been chilling in Bitcoin, but then again, you've been sponsored the entire way up. So. Sale announced yes. 111K Bitcoin now. I mean, like what I've been saying is that I think the bear market is we're gonna find the bottom the moment Sailor's underwater and gets made fun of, right? Wherever that may be. Like if he keeps on buying, I mean his average was 25 this morning. I don't know how much he bought like during this recent dip. But if he keeps on buying, right, that's gonna rise up, and I think the moment he starts getting underwater, it'd be a really, really good buy. I don't think he's gonna sell even if he gets underwater, but people are gonna make fun of him and panic, I think. But who knows? Maybe that's too bad-hearted. And I don't want to FUD all of you out because you're gonna dump on me if I do. So please don't. Oh man, fucking hell. Being exposed during a dump can be rough. He bought 18K Bitcoin. Jesus Christ. So yeah, I mean, what you do in these situations, right, is you don't make any early judgments. Like, because, for example, for me right now, right, I sat through this dump. I got the shit scared out of me, even though I didn't even buy that much. Because it went further than I expected it to. And then your bias gets tainted, right? Maybe if I walk away from this chart and come back in an hour, it's going to look different to me. And I mean, that could be me being too bad-hearted, me being too bull-hearted. I don't know, right? We're obviously all high on emotions right now. So, I mean, it makes sense to give it some time. Because, like, the liquidation event is over, right? This is not going to just spike here again in the next 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Like, it's found its temporary bottom at least. If it's a long-term bottom or not, I cannot say. because no one knows, right? But like the temporary bottom, like if you walk away from your computer for half an hour, I'm like 99% certain that we will not have broken that low, just because this was liquidations down here. I don't think we're gonna go that low like that quickly again. If we do, something's hilariously messed up, right? And I mean, that might be the case, but I'm just not expecting it. So it makes sense to give it some time, right? If you planned on buying 33K and you didn't, I mean, it's still reasonably close. And then just rethink at range high, maybe 40K, like this bounce. And that's basically what I've been trying to play. Like this bounce from 33 to like 40, maybe 45. I mean, that seems like a reasonable play no matter where you're situated in the market. Like whether you're on the bear side or bull side. Hey Don, check out MicroStrategy stock price. Okay, let me see. Shit. Oh, dude. Looks like fucking garbage. And this is what I'm like, whenever I say complacency bounce, this is the funniest example ever. Like you have this fucking top and then you have a complacency bounce, it just fucking rolls over. Like this looks like it's done with. Like it's gonna go down, gonna bounce, but in general, like this just looks like it's heading down in general. Like as if the bubble is done. So I mean, that doesn't have to have any implications for Bitcoin. It's just like if you bought MicroStrategy instead of Bitcoin, I think you're a moron anyway. Like I think that makes no fucking sense. Like from like a stock perspective, the leader of that, like Saylor, is a complete lunatic. I mean, it's good for us in Bitcoin, right? But he's a fucking lunatic in my eyes anyway. From like a stock perspective, if you want a lunatic, like bet on a lunatic that's getting into crypto, just fucking bet on whatever he's betting on, as in crypto, not on his stock. Ducks hate sailors. No, dude, he made me a bunch of money on the way up. I mean, wish him the best. I mean, that's all I can say. The guy's been responsible for like most of this price hike, in my opinion. Somehow Matic doesn't look horrible. Aave doesn't either. I mean, Aave, I haven't even looked at the chart, but I don't think that, yeah. I mean, this is just like whenever you get these things. I fucking hate how TradingView is basically dying. Whenever you get these things, right? I mean, when you have a bullish setup and then Bitcoin dumps like this, I mean, usually on the altcoins anyway, if the altcoins as a whole do well again, the ones that were most bullish before it are going to continue to be bullish, right? So like, let's say you're bullish altcoins and you're looking for whatever to buy, right? And you're looking at the coin market cap list and you see like a bunch of minus 60% and then one of minus 30. I mean, it might seem smart to buy them minus 60%, but it's actually way smarter to buy the ones that are getting bought, because you're not going to get, like, the chances of it playing out in your favor are much higher. People are actually interested in buying it, right? The market is crashing and people are like, okay, I still want to get risk on in this thing. I am still bullish. I mean, that's much more of a bullish sign than anything else is, right? People get lost in, okay, this is down 80%, I want to buy it, 60%, whatever. Look at relative strength and then decide on it. They took my life savings, man. Sorry to hear that, brother. Sorry to hear it. I clicked to market by Aave at 390. Binance was so slow, it didn't get filled until 430. Yeah, fucking hell. The entire market, the entire infrastructure basically blew out. I'm surprised Twitter isn't spazzing out, but I mean, yeah. 1.7 million liquidated for me. Jesus Christ, bro. Sorry to hear it. Don't anger the duck chat. No, man. The damage is done already. The damage is done. It's hilarious how this, like, how I made this stupid tweet yesterday, and I mean it's the same thing every time, right? Like Bitcoin tops, at least short term, whatever, starts heading down. Altcoins are heading up, and people are like, dude, this is finally decoupling. This is a mature market, whatever. And then Bitcoin does this, and the altcoins do fucking this. And then every single time, right here, I have an argument. And I mean, this has happened like 5 times with people on Twitter about how they shouldn't be cheering for Bitcoin's death because they're going to get fucked once it actually liquidates people. But yeah. Oh man. Wild, wild, wild. Check S&P. Yeah, and that's the problem as well. S&P looks absolute fucking garbage. So I mean, like that's why I'm like super fucking scared, because this hasn't even begun yet. Like back in March on this crash, right? At least like it was almost like it was basically through the entire crash, right? I mean, if you're expecting at least a sizable down move on the SPX, what's that gonna do to crypto? I don't know, but I don't like it. Suzu will sue you if you don't believe in decoupling. I mean, Suzu changes his bias based on where price is gonna go, basically, or where he's gonna make price go, right? I mean, he was up only on Bitcoin till 60K, and then you suddenly noticed that they were never talking about Bitcoin anymore at 60K, started shifting the focus to ETH, and everyone was talking about ETH while Bitcoin was distributing, which I've been mentioning a couple of times. Whenever you have altcoins go crazy while Bitcoin is in range and can't keep up, it's usually because Bitcoin is fucking distributing, right? And then they kept talking about ETH while Bitcoin was dumping. No one was looking at Bitcoin because, I mean, everything else is just so much more exciting. And then everyone like gets rug pulled. And it's the same thing every single time. And I sit there and I explain it to people and no one really gives a shit. Streaming early, yeah, I felt like it was a good time because everyone's on the like sitting on the computer anyway. Might as well, right? And they can take the evening off or something. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna do like a short one in the evening as well. But I prefer taking a day off after. No idea though. I remember the Duck was live with us on the 3K dip as well in March. He's always with the community in harsh times. I mean, I try to be. But I mean, this is the problem with this is that this crash, right? The March crash was based on the SPX completely nuking and a few people on the inside knowing that they could liquidate a bunch of funds, right? And that they did. Now, I don't know if that was the same plan again here or not, but this looks like it can have follow through, while this just didn't have follow through. So I mean, I'm as clueless as you guys are. I just know, like, I knew that 33K was gonna be strong support, and that's all. And now we need to bounce relatively quickly. Can't show too much weakness. I mean, it's not too bad, but I mean, I prefer to bounce stronger, so I can actually get out of my position again, or at least some of it. Even though, like, the thing is, like, it's not really, like, it's my suicide bag, right? It's the one that I never intended to sell, that I just refilled. So maybe I should just keep holding it to not get triggered if we actually do go back to all-time high. Not sure yet. Funding so negative. Yeah, I mean, I'll look at all of that after the stream because I can't on stream, but please press the lock button. Are you getting triggered, bro? I mean, the lock button makes it look better. That's true. Long term, what are your thoughts on the Bitcoin stock to flow chart? I think it's garbage. I mean, stock to flow just seems complete arbitrary to me. Now, it's been it's been aided by the fact that Bitcoin tends to go up. And I mean, I will admit that it's been decent in that regard, but I think it's completely by chance. It's just, you take a bullish asset and you just put something bullish on it, and then you claim you're a genius, and you can predict prices, and you're gonna look like a genius as long as it's gonna keep holding up. But the entire thesis behind it, I just don't subscribe to. I think it's bullshit. But I mean, if it helps people to trade or to hold their investments, I mean, fine by me, right? Just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean you don't have to. How are you doing today, mate? I mean, decent. Fucking stressful seeing this go to 28. I was legitimately like concerned that we would cascade further. Happy we didn't, because I mean, it gets really ugly below there. I think for most sitting on your hands here is best. If it's going to be the Wild West out there until it is going to be the Wild West out there until we balance, probably, yeah. That I can agree with. Where's Cred? Get him on with you. I mean, I could. I just don't wanna. Can I? Give me a second. I'll just show you an ad real quick. Not because I want to, I mean, it's fine, but because I'm gonna pull up my Discord and I don't wanna share something that I shouldn't be sharing. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, that was the Blockfolio shield, just so I could actually pull up Discord without leaking anything that I should. Because I mean, when you're in Discord chats and people write about their lives and about how they got liquidated and shit, I mean, you just don't wanna be sharing that. Yeah, Cred would be down to come on. Come again? No volume? Yeah, no volume on the ad, that's true. I turned it down because it was so loud. So yeah, we'll get Cred on for like a few minutes and we'll talk about it and fuck off. Because I actually wanted to chill in the hot tub all day. Turns out, nope. I have to watch Bitcoin fucking nuke to almost zero. Fucking hell. I can't even check my Binance to see if I'm liquidated on my XRP position. Yeah, dude. That's why, I mean, that's just fucking Binance, dude. Okay, let me see. Let me get Cred on. I don't know if I think you guys can hear him if he says something. Let me know if you can hear him in a sec when he... Yo. I don't know if people can hear you, but I think they can. I can hear you, yeah. Yeah. Oh shit, really? We can't. Yeah, that's what I figured. So, okay, rip. That's okay. So Cred can't come on because I mean I don't have it set up right now. Rip. Okay, so rip. I only hear Russian. Next time, Dawn. Next time, yeah. We'll do it next time. I don't have the setup to actually have people on right now. I would have to do it. And yeah, it's just during a stream, it's not that easy. hear him really silently. I mean, he didn't hear me in the first place, so I mean, no use. But yeah, I mean, he bought the fucking bottom, fucking Chad. He got a better average than I did, even though I've been saying it's gonna go to next to nothing, and he was just like, yeah, I want to be hedged until the market looks better. We need a bull in the chat. You need cred, yeah. I mean, we'll see on Friday. I think we're probably gonna do a normal stream, and then you get cred. We want to hear cred. I'm sorry. I promised cred and couldn't make it happen. I am sorry. So yeah, market in general. I mean, even ETH, even like every single altcoin just fucking giga nuked. What's gonna be interesting to see is how they're gonna hold up these altcoin pairs against Bitcoin. Because I mean, it's obvious that you're gonna get big bounces, right? After like a candle like this, because what happens is that these big red candles wipe the entire order book, and then it just doesn't take much to buy it back up. Now, if you get something where you get like a big red candle on the altcoins and then a big green candle and then sideways for a while, that's why this pattern is so bullish, right? This one. Because what you do is like you get a really strong reaction and then you pull back like maybe just a tiny bit, but it gets bid, right? And then you know, okay, that's follow through there. That's a big difference between like, because something that I see all the time is, right, people see like a green candle, like a massive green candle, and like, okay, the dip got bought entirely, whatever, it's just mega mooning. But like the market buy, like a tiny market buy from here to here, like that has happened before, and it's not really hard to push the market around when the order book's empty. Cred says, people asking for my thoughts. I literally tweeted what the fuck I was doing. I'm in it. If it dies, I die with it. Chad. Fucking Chad. I'm not gonna be as Chad as him. I'm gonna look for the complacency bounce to sell. I think like the best way to play it, right? And this is how I'm gonna try to play it, is I'm gonna look for an exit here or at 45, expecting it to go down more. If it doesn't go down more, I'm more than happy to rebuy where I originally sold, right? That's kind of my plan, right? Rebuy like in the 55 to 60K area. Because if it does get there, it's gonna mega moon. We all know it. I mean, it's the obvious trade, right? This in here is the risky trade. I wouldn't recommend it. Like if someone came to me and was like, dude, I wanna get a trade that I can copy, I wouldn't say, okay, copy this one. Because I mean, this is just, we've broke market structure. We're trading low. Just because like people got liquidated doesn't mean it has to be a good idea, right? To just get in here on like a broke market structure kind of thing. But for me, like I'm playing the risky play to like resistance. Could be wrong on that though. And then I'm gonna take the luxury of just sitting this middle part out if it does go up. Listen to Don carefully, he runs this shit. Your influencer heroes are liquidated and laughing, where we in Don's market, like the video, peace out. Fucking cred. Yeah, it's what it is, right? I mean, for me, it's time to be careful. We've had the bull run. Time to chill. Hope that it bounces so we can sell the complacency, basically, is all I'm saying. Ich habe meinen Opa dazu überredet. Someone's saying he convinced his grandpa to get a Binance account and long leverage ETH, and he got liquidated today. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. If that's true, I mean, props to you. That's some proper degen shit, getting your grandparents liquidated. I mean, I can't even hate on that. That's just, A special kind of special, dude. Fucking hell. What if you didn't sell around 59k? What would you do? Try to sell the complacency bonds and pray to God that we're gonna get one. Is what I would do, and this is what I'm going to do, because I'm in the position, like I bought this area here, basically, and I'm in the same position, right? I'm hoping to get a complacency bonds to get out. That's why I'm saying like this might not be the smartest trade that I've taken. I just expected like liquidations to get me a nice bounce. People waking up right now getting wrecked and wrecked. Yeah, Jesus Christ. I mean, it's just how crypto is, right? Nothing about like 10k% gains. Then like, I mean, when you get 10k% gains, it's obvious that you're gonna get like fucking 90% retraces. Just makes sense. I wonder how our memes are doing. How is Shiba doing? Because I shit talked it the last time, and I want to see if it's up or down. Oh shit! Look at that. TA works. Do you guys remember? I literally streamed on the rug pull and was like, was it in here that we streamed this rug pull? And I was like, it's gonna bounce, but complacency bounce is gonna fuck off. I mean, that's basically what happened. Jesus Christ. But I mean, that's the memes for you, right? You get like your 10k%, you're happy, and then you get retraced 99% on you. I mean, just is what it is. If you're not expecting this, I don't know what to tell you, right? It's a fucking dog coin. And I mean, I love Dogecoin, right? But it's the same fucking thing. If you're not expecting to be 90% retraced on this thing, at some point, I mean, you're just beyond helping. I can't TP my Shiba along because I can't use fucking Binance. I mean, I'm not saying sell your Shiba right now, right? I mean, I said like 4 weeks ago, sell your Shiba right now. Saka tweets that the max liquidation engine is still not done. How can that be when we bounce 25%? So how the liquidation engine works on BitMEX, right? And I'm not an expert on this, but you get price pushed down and people get liquidated, and it just adds those liquidations, right? And then they're not liquidating right there and then, not always, right? So it's just sitting on the books. And then if price moves back down, so like sometimes they just stay sitting on the book, and then when you retrace into it, they get filled or move down a little, like they moved down a little during the move down. But they don't, like, BitMEX liquidations don't immediately execute. They don't have to. Like, they sometimes just move down with price, and they're not, like, they're trying to get filled, basically. They're not market selling. If they would market sell, it'd be in deep shit, right? So they're pushing basically down, and that's happened before. I'm not an expert like why they do it that way. I'm expecting, because I mean, if you get 100 million liquidated or whatever, or like a billion, you wouldn't want to have that market sold at once, because then you basically wick to zero, and that wouldn't be good. But yeah, so they don't have to liquidate all at the same time. Like, people get liquidated and they just sit there. So you think Bitcoin will break down weekly support? I'm saying we're at weekly support, so we're probably gonna bounce. I think that bounce is the bounce to sell into, expecting that, yes, at that point the weekly support is probably gonna fail, and then you get like a buy somewhere in here between 20k and 30k is what I'd expect. Now, I could be completely wrong on that front. I mean, I'm just like, I'm chilling because I've been cautious up here, but then again, I've also like sold a bunch of Bitcoin on the way up, and I mean, the only reason why like that is fine basically is because I sold a bunch up here. Because as much as it sounds like I'm a genius, right? I got fucked because I sold too early. Now we're back there, so I'm basically unfucked. But Yeah. So don't, just because I'm like, because I was like, okay, 60K, pretty good place to sell based on the Coinbase listing, doesn't mean like I sold a bunch on the way up, which was a mistake in hindsight. But now that it's back down again, it's not as much as of a mistake as it was on the way up. It can just completely engulf the stump next week. It can, yeah. And then we're back in a bull market, and I mean, I'm down for it. It's just, for me, it makes a lot of sense to just sell into what I expect to be the complacency bounce. What is the time frame of such a bounce? Like 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks? Don't remember that Bitcoin Twitter clip I made about 32 to 38 support, says Cred. The fucking meltdown in the replies, absolutely waste. Yep, I remember. Like, dude, it's every time. It's the same thing every time, right? So what happens is, like, I mean, I can just open Twitter and show you what happens, right? Because this is the same thing every single time, right? So we go down the rabbit hole. I say next support is at 38K. That looks like a decent level to chance along. That was aggressive in this regard, right? And then you see, like back then, you see like a bunch of mouth breathers come in and be like, okay, he made some people sell and now they're panic buying higher, right? Not understanding that, like, I'm pointing out support here and it's a high time frame chart, right? And you get like a bunch of people that go completely fucking retarded that you have to deal with every time you post something, that you have to kind of like just deal with, right? This is the Twitter world that you don't see. You have like these stupid idiots that like trade for like a year or two. They have no fucking idea what they're talking about, that just try to like piss you off. And then it's like zero fun, like posting anything of value, right? Because if you do, you're going to get these idiots in your comments or like tagging you or whatever and write shit about you, right? So, I mean, that's why you see a bunch of people on Twitter be like super conservative, because they don't want to deal with this. And I mean, it's the same for me, right? You can ask Fred how fucking aggressive I was in saying that there's very likely a cycle top to be in. But I didn't want to say it on Twitter because I get shit on every single day if I do, until I'm right? And then suddenly people are like, oh shit. But it's like, it's not worth dealing with. And it's the same thing every time. Like, it's something that every person on Twitter has to deal with that has an audience, but it's fucking tiring. And I mean, I get why people don't do it anymore. Like, when you see like these up and down posts, that's the reason for it, because no one wants to like put their head on the chopping block, because I mean, like, what's the use of it? Twitter becomes unusable at that point. Why do you care, Doug? I mean, the thing is, like, it's not about like caring or not. It's just like Twitter isn't fun when you get like a bunch of people go after you day and night, right? I mean, you might be saying, yeah, you don't have to give a shit, but I mean, you always do. Like, that's just human nature, right? So it's like, that's the reason why like most people have just given up. Some people just tweet something and mute it. Like, I know that Cred does. But yeah, that's just like an insight into why people don't do what you expect them to. So yeah. The duck has feelings too. It's true. It's true. It sounds stupid, but it's true. I mean, it's not easy dealing with that shit. And I'm not a social media person. So for me, it's just like, I mean, I'm just hanging out there because it's fun. And if it's not fun, I'm just not gonna. So that's just like a rant over. No reason to. I mean, it played out. They made themselves look like idiots, is what it is, right? How long does it usually take to get a complacency top after a crash? So, like, whenever you have like these kind of questions, the best way to go about it, if you haven't been around, right? Because I mean, I've been trading through this garbage, right? Is just looking at the past and what we had here, right? And this is what this reminds me of. You had this Bitcoin overshoot, right? It's the same thing that we had. I mean, we can even do it side by side, right? So daily as well. So you have this, right? You have this Bitcoin overshoot into news that gets counter traded, and you get a breakdown, right? And then you get a bounce, right? That was the low time frame complacency bounce. And then you get the bounce, and then you just fuck off. And that's what we did, right? Now, whether we are here, back then, we had old season in here, right? Now, it seems a little bit aggressive to be just at the middle point of the dump, but who the fuck knows, right? But back then, we had old season in there. Maybe we just skipped that part, right? Just went all the way down, now gonna bounce again, do this part. And then do the same thing, whatever, go sideways maybe, who the fuck knows. And at some point just break down, right? Like that would make sense to me if it played out the same way. And it's actually like literally the fucking head and shoulders garbage. Now it doesn't have to play out the same way, and we don't have to just repeat like bubble, like do the same fucking thing all over again. But like, given that these are so similar and the altcoins reactions to both of them are basically identical, it makes sense to be a little bit cautious, right? And that's all I'm saying. If this invalidates, fucking long it, ape it, take it to the fucking moon. But I mean, if it doesn't, don't be surprised. And like, if you have your net worth and your grandparents' net worth in it, I mean, having a point where you know, okay, I might actually be wrong on this. But yeah, that's all I'm saying about this. Do Joe Rogan style, never look at the comments. Yeah, but then again, like Joe Rogan's a massive idiot in my opinion, right? That's the thing. Like, I don't want to be the idiot that just never listens, because I mean, Joe Rogan does a bunch of stupid shit in my eyes. And the reason why he's not noticing it is because he's just not listening to haters, right? He's not listening to critics, like even legitimate ones. And I try to listen to people that actually give constructive feedback. Like, I don't want to be listening to like people that lick my ass the entire time, because that's not going to help me. I want to get like constructive feedback to what I do. And I have to just go through this shit. And then like some people just go way over the top, in my opinion. But yeah, I know that it's Rich saying like, I think Joe Rogan's an idiot, because I mean, he's in the same situation as I am. So it's just like, it depends on like where you want to be in life, right? And I want to like, something that I enjoy like the most, basically my biggest hobby is just learning new stuff. And if you just stay in your bubble the entire time and only listen to the people that actually like think you're a god, I mean, you're not going to do yourself any favors. It's just like whenever people go too stupid on the other side of that, I mean, it's where I'm like, I draw the line. Don, any comments on GBTC premium and any comments on GBTC selling? I mean, that's just like one of the catalysts that drove this down so bigly. And I mean, I'm actively looking for a buy on GBTC. If this dips another time, or like if we get a complacency bounce and it dips, I'm probably gonna get a position there. I'm pretty damn, like if I can convert my suicide bag from like normal Bitcoin into GBTC, I'm more than happy to do it at a reasonable price. I have so many bookmark tweets, Moo altcoins, all their followers are licked, all of them. Crit's going ballistic. The thing is, like, Crit's too nice. Crit's too nice to blast them. He's just gonna silently judge them, and they'll know that he's silently judging them. So they're gonna feel bad about it, but no one else will know. Dawn, at what level do you see the complacency bounce for ETH? I mean, ETH, if you expect a complacency bounce, and I mean, ETH's been big time stronger than Bitcoin has. So maybe it's just not gonna play the bubble again. But if it, I think like a massive bounce into like what, like 2.9 to 3.4. Like I think if you're long ETH from where I said, like I thought, like I tweeted basically at 2K, right? That this was interesting. Now let's say you bought this, right? And I was busy like fucking shoveling Bitcoin. I think it makes sense to be cautious from 2.9 to 3.4. Like this is the area. If it gets back above there, fucking moon it. I don't really see a reason why it wouldn't. But that's the reason. Like that's where you would expect the complacency bounce. And like if you're in that kind of mindset, you know, okay, I can get out here and then just rebuy higher, and then you lose like what, like 20% maybe, but you're not stuck in an asset that just topped. That's kind of like how I would go about it. Now, I didn't get it because, like I said, I was busy doing Bitcoin shit, but yeah. Oh man, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten all day. What is GBTC exactly, and what is the mechanic behind the premium? GBTC is just, I mean, the best way to like tell you what GBTC is or find out is just like read the definition. Like you can Google Grayscale trust and or like in general just GBTC and it's gonna tell you what it is. But basically it's like you buy a share of GBTC and it's like equivalent or should be to 1 Bitcoin, right? You can't redeem it. So you have that share and you can't go to them and be like, okay, I want my Bitcoin. But it's supposed to be tracking Bitcoin. Now, because you can't redeem it, it's not tracking it. And people are panicking. Like all these outsiders got into GBTC because GBTC was pumping harder than Bitcoin was, right? So you got a positive premium on GBTC. A bunch of funds noticed that, basically got in because the moment they buy, they're basically above water. Their books look much better than they otherwise would. So they bought a bunch, and GBTC has like a lockup period, right? So they can't immediately sell again. And yeah, so what the problem was, like a bunch of people got in it, the premium ballooned, and then at some point the premium topped, and then it started dropping and people started panicking. And now GBTC, like when you have like Bitcoin trade like this, GBTC was trading like this and then dumped harder than Bitcoin, right? So they got fucked doubly hard and they're now panicking, right? So they're trading below Bitcoin price around like 20% last I checked. Now, a lot of people are talking about them just turning it into an ETF, so you could actually redeem it. And if that happens, I mean, you just pocket the difference, right? But if it doesn't happen, I mean, you might be sitting underwater for ages until it does happen. And I mean, I'm not an expert in explaining it. If you want to like truly learn what it is and how it works and whatever, just go to this YouTube channel, go to the podcast that we've done with Max Bohnen. He's explaining it much better than I do. That was like ages ago, and we talked about this entire thing unfolding like it is right now. EO's mooning was the top, should have known better. I mean, the funny thing is, like, the top was in when my neighbors asked me whether IOTA was a good buy or not. It's the horseman of the apocalypse, I tell you. Like, every time someone mentions IOTA, the fucking market tanks. Don't remember that family friend, dude. Yeah, it's just like Cred and I sat together, and I was telling him about like me getting asked about IOTA, right? And then he was like, "No, what the fuck?" I got asked by this dude that always fucks things up, whether he should get into crypto or not. And that was the same day, I think, if I remember it correctly. And literally the top. Real life indicators. Is this your YouTube channel, and how often do you go live? Nietzsche Crypto and trying to learn as much as I can. Basically, it's mine and Cred's, and I can only vouch for his streams. They're at least as good as mine, if not better. So we're live at 19 UTC every Monday, Wednesday, and sometimes Friday. So if you want to check in, you can check in. And we also do like podcast stuff sometimes from time to time. I can only vouch for that quality because I think it's actually better than live streams are. So if you want to get back and kind of listen to those, there's a lot to learn. I did learn a lot doing them, so can only recommend it. But yeah, I'm gonna go have some food. Don't fucking rug the market on me while I'm eating because I mean I'm still in it. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming by. Appreciate Blockfolio for sponsoring the show. Their links are in the description if you want to check them out. Mobile trading, all that kind of stuff, all there. If you want to see your portfolio after today, I mean, they still do that too. You probably don't, but I mean, just saying. And yeah, we'll see each other on Friday. I don't think I'm going to do like another stream this evening because I think it's going to be chill from now on, at least for a few hours. Probably nothing's going to change in the next few hours. I hope, anyway. But yeah, thanks for coming by. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.